Good afternoon again. So listening to all these words so far, it makes my little speech pretty easy. When I took this position in 1999, I'm from Philadelphia, and I was coming to South Jersey. And some of you have heard me say that I thought South Jersey was the beach. You go over the Tacoma-Palmyra Bridge and you land at the beach. And I didn't know that there was something called Medford or Medford Lakes. Phyllis took me out one day, and no, it was not Phyllis, it was Glenda. And she took me for a ride in Medford Lakes. And I swear she was trying to get me lost. And we kept driving in these circles, and I kept seeing these lakes, and these lakes, and these lakes. So I did find out that there was something called Burlington County and Camden County and Gloucester County and Cumberland County and Vineland, interesting area. And then we started talking about the different people that I should get to see and know. And this agent and that agent and this agent and that agent. And then they said, but you need to meet the grand dame of real estate. Okay, who's the grand dame of real estate? This woman named Marion Kalb. So I went, I'm getting old. I went to Wikipedia today, not the dictionary, Wikipedia. Grand dame, a highly respected woman, a respected woman having extensive experience in her field. A woman regarded as the most experienced, prominent member of her profession. So that's the grand dame. I came here in July 1999, and in October we had a company function in, wasn't in Virginia. Where did we go? St. Michael's. St. Michael's, thank you. And I walked down the steps, and there's this woman standing there. And I knew right away this was the grand dame of real estate. Now, this is 1999, so keep that number in your mind. So I go over and I said, hello, I'm David Rickle, and I hear you're the grand dame of real estate. You're Marion Kalb. And she said, well, thank you very much. I'm not really the grand dame of real estate, but thank you. So we started talking, and in 1999, there was this thing called buyer agency. Does anyone know what buyer agency is? Of course you do. Okay. So in 1999, there was this thing called buyer agency. In buyer agency, there was this thing called a contract. And you would sign a contract with the buyer agent. So, and it was brand new. Not brand new, but it was pretty new. So I said to the grand dame of real estate, so tell me, what do you know about buyer agency? And she said, well, of course I do buyer agency. 1999. I said, okay. And how long do you have them sign a contract? I had them sign a contract the same way that I would have them sign a listing contract. However, I put in the contract that I can fire them whenever I choose to. And I'm like listening to that and watching that, and it's, yes, she's the grand dame of real estate. Okay. I went back to Wikipedia and I looked at professional, ethical, detailed, responsible, and caring. We all say we're professional. We all say we're detailed. We all say that we're responsive. And we all say that we care, but you can't go through this business for 41, 42 years with the reputation that you have if at the most you don't care. And Richard said it, and you've heard this before, probably, if not half the people in this room have been trained by Marion Kalb. Some of the top agents in the industry have been trained by Marion Kalb. And I would tell you the cornerstone from what I see is that you truly care about the client no matter what it is. And when you care first, the rest of it falls in line. Then I went to Wikipedia and I looked up lady, well-mannered, considerate, high standards, and proper behavior. If I could only stand the way that Marianne stands and speaks, she is the picture of proper. Women regarded as having the characteristics of good family and high social position and the ability to care for others. So again, I go back to this theme of she cares, she's professional, she cares, she's ethical, she cares, she's detailed, she cares, she's giving, and she cares. You can't go through a career like you've gone through with all of these people around you, knowing that you've touched all these people and not think or know how special you are. And we're very, very lucky, because in life you don't get to meet people like this. If you're fortunate to meet 3 or 4 people really throughout your professional life that are something like Mary Ann, a grand dame, professional, and a lady, if you're fortunate enough to have her paths cross, you're really, really blessed. And you've blessed so many people in this room. And like I said earlier, please don't go too far away. Please keep coming back. Everyone in this room loves you and adores you. And without you, many of us would not have what we have today. So congratulations.
Sure. We have a letter. Of course, I reached out to a lot of past employees, a lot of realtors who are retired, and Gary Williams was one of our managers. And Gary couldn't be here today. He wanted to come and see those that he managed, and yet they were going to be in Georgia. So he wrote a letter, and Rich is going to read it for us and see what Gary has to say.
All right, show of hands. Garner W. Williams. How many remember that guy? Last from the past. All right. Gary was pretty instrumental in getting me off the ground as well, too. So I'm happy to read this letter for him. So he writes, Mary Ann. Dear Mary Ann, 21 years ago, I had the good fortune of being asked to lead the Medford office of the Prudential Preferred Properties, which was formed by the merger of the Gary Scott and Merrill Lynch Medford organizations. The combination produced a successful team that in just a few short years became the leader of the greater Medford market area. The Mary Ann Kalb sales team was the key element in success of our Medford office. I admire you because you are always willing to do the things necessary to be successful. You conduct your business in a very professional manner with an attention to detail. You are always ethical in working with your clients, customers, and cooperative agents. You're extremely knowledgeable about your market area, and most of all, you are much respected by your peers throughout our industry. One of the secrets of a long-lasting career spanning over 40 years is to have the ability to capture a very high percentage of repeat and referral business. You often told me that your personal business multiplied because of your satisfied clients. I actually remember you saying that some customers put off the purchase of a home or the sale of a home just to accommodate your busy schedule, because they were always emphatic when saying they wanted Mary Ann Kalb to handle all of their real estate needs. Congratulations to you for a wonderful real estate career. Mary Ann, you are to be commended for the excellence you demonstrated in your profession. Thank you for your loyalty and for helping to make our Medford office of PPP, Prudential Fox & Roach, the best ever. Warmest personal regards, Gary.